that we're just going to see an even further left administration with Kamala. That's my honest opinion. Your dad is a Marxist economist. You can Google it. I mean, we're not making this up. That's how she was brought up. So, and we want to have a future that is prosperous.
What's up, guys? Boy Benny. There's this old adage, rats fleeing a sinking ship. And let me tell you what a sinking ship looks like politically. This is where Joe Biden was versus Donald Trump. You can see that Joe Biden was polling well below Donald Trump for quite a while here through the spring. Donald Trump overtook him, and then things tightened up. They had a debate, and Joe Biden collapsed through the center of the earth. That is what a sinking ship does, bottom of the ocean kind of stuff. Donald Trump survives the assassination attempt. Fight. Ooh, parabolic for President Trump. This is what fleeing a sinking ship looks like. Kamala Harris has decided to erase entirely Joe Biden. You can't find a photo of him on her campaign website. You can't see Joe Biden anywhere at the DNC. He was literally and legit like the erasure from history. Stalinist level erasure has totally happened to Joe Biden. Kamala Harris, did you hear? Finally released what she wants to do for America. All of her policies here. Oh, wow. Look at these. All these policies. So important. Making tax cuts for the middle class. Why didn't you do that in your first term? Make rent more affordable. Why didn't you do that in your first term? Grow small businesses. Why didn't you do that in your first term? Take on bad actors, bring down costs. Why didn't you do that in your first term? On and on. And what's really funny about this is that you can see that she actually literally copy and pasted this from Joe Biden's website. People say they want change in this country, in this election, but man, they're not going to get it with Kamala. The challenge for the Harris campaign, trying to be the change agent, is they finally added in an issue section of their website. It includes a slew of policies the campaign had previously outlined, as well as sections on reproductive and civil rights. Unfortunately for Harris, the release was undermined by a simple error. The page's source code revealed that parts of the platform were copied directly from Biden's campaign pages. Oh no. So she's running the same campaign as Joe Biden. People are asking, who is communist Kamala Harris? And to our shock, left-wing publications like the New Republic, Kamala Harris can't keep running like this, have begun to turn on her, along with CNN. This is crazy. So her copy and pasting from Joe Biden's campaign, that came from the New Republic. That's a left-wing site. And CNN up with actually the most horrifying deep dive into Kamala Harris's radical past and psychotic, truly like absolutely unhinged policies, where she wishes to have the American taxpayers pay for sex change surgeries for criminal aliens. Wait, what? It'd be hard to think that you could come up with something more extreme than taxpayers funding gender transition surgeries for detained migrants. Here's CNN.
Tonight, Kamala Harris releasing details of her policy positions for the first time on her campaign website. A K-file investigation has uncovered, meantime, a 2019 questionnaire. And in this questionnaire, Harris laid out some much more liberal stances, among them on immigration. So in 2019, in what K-file found, she said she would cut funding to ICE, writing, quote, "Our immigrant detention system is out of control, and I believe we must end the unfair incarceration of thousands of individuals, families, and children. I was one of the first senators after President Trump was elected to advocate for a decrease in funding to ICE." Well, now, of course, she's touting the Biden administration's executive order to crack down on the border. K-File's Andrew Kaczynski joins me now. Andrew, that's pretty incredible on its own when you're talking about what you found here on ICE. What else did you find?
Yeah, and this was a questionnaire that she filled out for the ACLU, and this questionnaire is really an interesting snapshot in time of that 2019 Democratic primary. Kamala Harris was trying to get to the left of Bernie Sanders. She was trying to get to the left of Elizabeth Warren, and you really see that in a lot of these answers. And I want to walk our viewers through a little bit of what she said. Let's just take immigration and look at what she said here. She said on immigration, she made this open-ended pledge to end immigrant detention. She said she supported taxpayer-funded gender transition surgeries for detained migrants. She also said she supported
taxpayer-funded gender transition surgeries for detained migrants. She actually said she supported that.
She both wrote and answered in the affirmative when she was asked this. And she said she also supported it for federal prisoners. Now, she also pledged to slash immigration detention by 50%, close all family and private facilities, and decrease funding for ICE, and then the end ICE detainers with local law enforcement.
I mean, these are things that, you know, it would be hard to think that you would come up with taxpayer funding gender transitions for detained migrants, and yet this, as you say, written and verbally. You know, what else, you know, did you find?
Well, let's take a look at her answer here on drugs. She got asked about the question from the ACLU was, since drug use is better addressed as a public health issue through treatment and other programming, will you support the decriminalization at the federal level of all drug possession for personal use? And Harris answers yes. Now, what would that mean? Well, it mean the federal all drug possession. That's not just marijuana, which she alluded to in her answer to this question, but it also would mean
it's federal level of all drug possession,
fentanyl, crack,
use.
Cocaine, things like that. Yeah.
Have they responded to you on her changes on these issues?
So we did put this question to the Harris campaign about the entire ACLU questionnaire, and the Harris campaign didn't answer any questions from CNN. Instead, they just provided a statement from an unnamed Harris campaign advisor that just said, the vice president's positions have been shaped by 3 years of effective governance as part of the Biden-Harris administration. Now, they declined to CNN to elaborate on what those positions were, and then they also provided this statement, which they attributed to a spokesperson saying, as president, she will take that same pragmatic approach, focusing on common sense solutions for the sake of progress. So where does she stand on this, all this questionnaire today? We don't know, and they won't say.
It's pretty incredible stuff, and thank you very much, Andrew K-File, for this reporting.
How did they air that? CNN's Aaron Burnett shocked as Kamala Harris backed taxpayer-funded gender surgeries for migrants program is revealed. Kamala Harris campaign spokespeople are being asked about this in the lead up to the debate, and they say, nope, not talking about that.
It shows Harris voiced support for cutting funding for ICE and for using taxpayer money to fund transgender surgery for detained migrants in 2019. Does the vice president still support those positions, and do you expect her to address them tonight?
Listen, I think, these old questionnaires are a complete distraction from the task at hand right now. I think the vice president, and frankly, what the American people are actually asking about, right? What the American people are concerned about and what they're asking about is who's going to solve for border security.
Yeah, I think the American people know exactly what Kamala Harris is all about. This is Donald Trump sharing this AI of Kamala Harris. It's too good. Yeah, there you go. What do you want, America? Very important. The sinking ship is here. Kamala can't flee fast enough, but keeps catching up to her. Gonna be an interesting time. Gonna be a very, very interesting night. It's your boy Benny. Hope you're watching with us. Like, share, and subscribe. See ya.